Hey friends, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Morgan and you are on my homestead here in Wyoming, where we do a lot of cooking and gardening and a lot of work with animals. But today we are out in the garden. It is still about a month until our last frost day, but there are a few things that we can go ahead and get started. First thing that I want to do is just kind of clean up around here. We have just a lot of tumbleweeds and we've acquired a cowgirl, and just a lot of items that need to be cleaned up. That's kind of how it goes around here. Our winters hit hard and they hit fast, so it's really hard for me to have the time to put the garden fully away before the ground freezes. So that's just the realities of gardening here in Wyoming. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything cleaned up. I've got the cats in here with me, I have Arrow with me, and then we are going to get planting our plants. So I have some blueberry plants that have come in, and these are the blueberries from Gurney's, and these are the blueberry plants from Territorial. Let me take them out so you can see them. So this is the Territorial blueberry. It's obviously not looking good as the Gurney's, but that's okay. We're gonna plant them and hope for the best, give them a lot of acidic ground, and we're just gonna see. Obviously theirs are a lot littler. They're supposed to be the same age, 2-year-old plants, so we'll see. This is a Chandler blueberry and this is a Chandler jumbo. So same plants, very different, but we're gonna go ahead and see. We have nothing to lose. We already have the plants. We might as well try them. So let's go ahead and get to cleaning up. What are you guys doing? As you can see behind me, our two smallest goats are total escape artists. They are very good at sneaking out, so they take themselves on daily walkabouts the property. They sneak out, go around, do some eating, do some playing, and then go back with the big boys at night. So it really honestly cracks me up. They just take their daily stroll and then go back home, and it's no problem. So they are out on their daily walkabout, so I have the garden blocked off with the trash can to make sure that they stay out. We don't need them coming in, especially because we have a few plants that are starting to come up. So we've got our rhubarb right down here, and then some of our trees are starting to come out too, along with our mint and our chives. So I have to keep them out. I do not need them eating rhubarb. That would be very bad. So let's continue cleaning while our goats enjoy their property stroll. I don't know if you can see it from there, but there is a lot of little tunnels down here, and this tree has clearly been eaten. So it kind of is what it is. Unfortunately, I don't know if this tree will make it. It's clearly had some voles or some rodents of some type down here, so we're gonna cross our fingers and hope for this little guy. I don't know. But I also have a little raspberry plant right here. So I have a ton of raspberries over there, but this one started growing out last year, so I marked it with the stake so we could find it, and I'm just gonna clear out around it just to make sure that it has its best chance of survival and doesn't have anything in its way. But you can see this little guy right here. He's not thriving, but it's still green, so there's a chance. I'm just action hoeing everything now. This is what an action hoe looks like, and it's awesome because it digs under and kind of lifts and loosens everything. So I definitely love going in on this step, and then we'll go ahead and get the land even, and then we'll start planting. All right, it is finally planting time. You can see we got this all cleared out, smooth, it's ready to go. So, like I'd mentioned, I have 4 blueberry plants. And I'm gonna plant them right in this section. So the way our garden's laid out is we basically have this weird fenced off area. So I'm gonna plant my 4 blueberries right here. The only other plant I have here is a grape. I planted it last year, it was doing so good, but it's hardy down to -10. We got down to -60 this winter. This winter was absolutely brutal, so I don't feel good that that's still alive. It's not showing any signs, but I'm gonna continue to water it and see, and just cross our fingers and hope. I don't know, but we're gonna use this section to plant our blueberries. That way, as they start to spread or whatever, I can just continue to keep this area as our little blueberry patch. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these all kind of out and dig some holes, and we'll be good to go. I also have been saving some coffee grinds over the past few days. So blueberries love very acidic ground. So I'm just gonna put like a spoonful of coffee grinds in with them while I plant them. Perfect, that looks good. So I'm just going to do about a spoonful, sprinkle in some coffee, grinds in. Looks like we need to come up just a little bit. Just gonna mix that soil in. This is looking really nice. Perfect. So there's that. I'm just gonna go ahead and bury it. All right, that looks awesome. And then I also just have these red little flags that I just poke down around them. That way in like the winter or this time of year when I'm starting to clean stuff out, I'm like, ooh, is that a weed? Sometimes things start looking a little bit dead. And when I plant things under the ground, I then know where like the rows are. So it just really helps me kind of keep everything straight. So I just go with this practice of marking everything I put in the ground, and that way if someone else is helping me in the garden, like my parents, they come in and help, they automatically know this is a good plant, keep this plant, because they don't necessarily know my garden, they don't know where things are. So this is just how we mark it. All right, let's go ahead and get the next one in. I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to snow. Go figure. All right, blueberries are in. We are now going to start on our strawberries. So these are Fort Laramie strawberries, and the thing about these is you want to plant them, it says 12 to 24 inches apart. I like to err on a little bit further apart because strawberries have so many runners. They tend to kind of take over and they can grow quite quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably err on the closer to 24 inches apart. So what we're gonna do is open this up, and then I've got a bucket here, and we're gonna go ahead and get these soaking in water for like 5 or so minutes. All right, these are so dry. Okay, so here's our strawberries. They're actually looking pretty darn good. So let's go ahead and get this soaking in the bucket, and then we'll get them planted. And it's hailing on me right now. If you can see the hails on the strawberries maybe. Oh goodness. All right. All right, I'm just getting these strawberries ready. I honestly don't remember. Okay, looks like this is one. All right, here's our strawberries. So you can see the crown is right here. It's just hard, I can feel it down there. And you'd wanna make sure that that stays above the soil. So, fill this in just a little bit. Perfect, now I'm gonna just hold this here and put soil around it and plant it in. There's so many, I don't know if you can see this, so many worms in the soil. It's always so healthy and so nutrient dense. We're super lucky here. And then we'll just flag it. Okay, that looks perfect just like that. Let's get the rest of them all planted. All right, the final thing we need to do today is take care of our raspberries. As you can see here, the snow was too heavy and broke some of these, so I'm just going to trim it off there where it's broken so it doesn't put any energy into the bad parts and pieces. Just like that. And these raspberries came here, or were on the property when we got it, so I have no idea what kind of raspberries these are. But they have just started producing fruit last year. We got just a couple of raspberries and they are super good. So I feel lucky that the person before us appreciated a good raspberry too. All right, you guys, it got super windy outside, so you can see the full finished orchard section of the garden. So we came in here to check on the chickens, and I wanted to show you this. We have one duck that's a female, and we haven't been able to find any of her eggs, but no, she's been laying because we've been getting kind of a onesie-twosie type situation, and all of a sudden we just found all of them. So here's all of the eggs that we have from today, and then we have a pile of about 8 duck eggs down on the floor down there. So you can say we are very productive on eggs in here. This is 2 days worth. All right, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come hang out with me, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks, bye.